It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to our Health Tuesday focus on your feel-good kickstart to a Tuesday, and hopefully an added bonus to your training. I know a lot of people are out there doing the most, even running around our studio right now, getting in as many miles as they can, which means the body is probably taking a bit of strain. With South Africans becoming increasingly health conscious, the conversation around smart supplementation is more relevant than ever, especially ahead of the big ones, some major endurance events like the Cycle Tour on the 9th of March and, of course, the Two Oceans Marathon in May. I've done those 55Ks. They come at a cost. Today, we are joined by three health and wellness experts. Dr. Inga Koopman, a leading supplementation specialist. Dr. James Liddell, an expert in integrative healthcare. And then Evan Jones, an elite endurance coach and pharmacist, to discuss how strategic supplementation can enhance performance, recovery, and I think most importantly, overall well-being. Thank you so much. This is like the A-team of health and supplementation. So thank you so much for being here. And because we need you. This is a vitally important time when we are pushing our bodies to this degree. It's great to know that the mind is showing its strength, that we're breaking through barriers. We've got to be able to go to work on the Monday, and we've got to be able to live our normal lives. So maybe I can start with you, Dr. Koopman. It's overwhelming. Anyone who's hit that aisle in a shop will know that it is really overwhelming. When we start with the endurance athletes specifically, what supplementation should be our jumping off point?
Yeah, so of course what you should be heading up first is have a proper diet. This is
100%.
The basics, of course. And then you can have the supplementation as a cherry on top to get you to your maximum potential, let's say, and also to get you to a maximum health. And what is very important is, at the one hand, to aim for quality supplements. So Doppelhertz or something else out there can help you. So look for the ingredients inside of those products.
Read the small print.
Yes.
It really does matter, yeah.
And then, yes, for athletes, probably the electrolytes are very important. So look for sodium, magnesium, calcium, potassium, so to get your hydration properly. And it is magnesium and calcium are also very important for your muscular function.
For the cramping.
Yeah, for both, for the muscle contraction and also for the relaxation. So you need it for both, and you want to have this interplay. And you might also want to have a look for B-complex vitamins, because everything you get through a diet, you have actually your body has to transform it to energy to use, and therefore you need the B vitamins so that your body can transform it into a usable energy.
I love this. It's like an opportunity to get a master's degree in your own body, to understand those nuances, those buttons to push. When we look at this, taking this a step further from an integrative approach, how does this fit into your world? When you think of an elite athlete, what does that kind of diet supplementation mix look like?
So the first thing I want to say is that we have to remember that supplements do not replace food.
Exactly.
So it will complement your food. But I think it's also very important that when you look at the food aspect, if it's possible, to go organic, because you have at least 5 times more nutrients in organic food.
Sure.
Then the problem is with most of the athletes, they get enough protein, carbohydrates and fats, but not enough micronutrients. And that's where I want to put my emphasis on today, is that people need more micronutrients, the vitamins and the minerals.
What's the best way to take that in? Is it a supplementation, or do we look to food first?
So I do believe that you should supplement. We all should supplement, because our soil is nutrient deficient, so our food is nutrient deficient, and most people that I have contact with do not go organic. I obviously educate people to go more organic, but of course it's a long process. But so a good A to Z supplement, from your vitamin A's to your zincs, a slow release or sustained release is always a better option, because then you utilize all the nutrients in your tablets.
For sure.
Then additionally for athletes, always extra magnesium, extra calcium, because as Inga said, the magnesium is important in the muscle relaxation, the calcium important in the muscle contraction, but then vitamin D is so important, because vitamin D can lower your blood pressure. Your blood pressure rises when you exercise, and of course vitamin D is also very important in the heart functioning, and of course when you exercise a lot, it will affect your immune system.
Completely.
So, and vitamin D is so important in your immune system. And then do not forget about the probiotics. I love probiotics, and I think we all should supplement with probiotics. Because if you stress, it will affect the colonic flora in your gut. So put back the good guys, because they affect your immune system, your
Let the
digestive
body
system,
do the job that
and
it's
your
meant to do.
endocrine system.
So, okay, so Doc, you basically called us all out on absolutely everything, and I love the fact, we're moving towards something that is more sustainable. Organic also means probably closer to me from a farm over there. I love the notion of that. You've done this, Evan. You've been there. You've won triathlons. You've tested out every theory that you have, I would imagine, within yourself. What are some of the common mistakes endurance athletes make? And I would imagine there are a couple of hurdles that you come across. What are some of those big ones?
Absolutely. One of the most common mistakes is lack of sleep. With a busy lifestyle and long
Sure.
training hours, sleep is absolutely essential for recovery. What they have said as well is the micronutrients, the macronutrients. So your macronutrients are your big ones, your carbs, your proteins, your good fats, your essential fatty acids and so on, like omega-3. Way more important. Saturated fats is a big mistake a lot of people make. South Africa, we have a saturated fat-rich diet traditionally. Not a great idea. I love my red meat and my fatty lamb chops, but you've got to keep it to a minimum.
Balance.
Absolute balance, yes. So the mistakes, very often, I tell all the athletes I've coached in the past, get out of your own way. That's the biggest obstacle to success, is get out of your own way. And they sometimes have to sit back and analyze it, and that's where I would step in and help. What they've said is absolutely crucial, your electrolytes. Obviously, for anybody going out in our weather, in the hot sun, you got to hydrate. So water.
Sure.
Plus.
And luckily, the event organizers get this. We generally have a lot of support around us
Yes,
in these
and
spaces.
then you add your electrolytes, which are essential for muscle function, heart function, and so on. And then obviously you've got to get in some carbs, preferably in your drinks, but we carry gels on the bikes that are a quick energy source. And then the dreaded cramps that can happen while you're racing, even while you're training, if you go long and hard. And there's something like a good, quick electrolyte sachet, which you can just tuck in your pocket if you're cycling.
And it's amazing
or
how quickly it works,
Yeah,
because your system
and
is
some
so
of these
primed.
things just
I think.
dissolve on the tongue, and they're absolutely marvelous. Double Hertz has got a great little magnesium sachet. It's literally the size of my little finger,
champion.
and straight on the tongue, a sip of water, and you're good to go.
I love it. And nipple plasters if you're running.
Oh,
Nipple
yes.
plasters
No.
if you're running. That's the one piece of advice that I ignored that I will regret for the rest of my life. We're not letting the superstar panel go anywhere. We're going to delve into repairing that body, what supplementation we need to focus on to help recover after we've taken in the miles, eating them up, going long and hard. As you said, I love the fact that, yes, South Africa is moving, but we want to make sure that we look after our bodies while we do it. Part 2 on the way.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Health Tuesday on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. We are back with Dr. Inga Koopman, Dr. James Liddell, and Evan Jones, continuing our conversation about strategic supplementation for optimal health and athletic performance. Bearing in mind, a lot of people are looking for exactly that this week. Let's explore how to personalize supplementation and ensure maximum benefits. Recovery and injury, I think my eyes are always opened when I work with professional athletes in terms of how much energy and time goes into preventing injury, getting the right amount of sleep. But when it comes to that, when we are putting our bodies through the most, and maybe Dr. Koopman, you can help me with this, what should the focus be, first of all, for recovery, for those that are now maybe chewed up a bit too much road over the weekend, and are they looking forward to chewing up even more? What do we need to put into our muscles to help them recover? Or our bodies, because I know it's a system.
Yep. First of all, of course, you need somehow proteins to repair your muscles, and also to make your muscles grow. But because what you actually want during training is to make your muscles grow so that you're better capable with everything you need to endure during the event then. And so protein is important, collagen, whatever kind of protein you want to take, or from the diet. And on the other hand, you also, during the event or during training, your muscles will get damaged. So you want that for the growth. But there's some kind of a balance. So when your muscles get damaged, when your muscles are working very, very much, then they will produce certain substances called reactive oxygen species or free radicals, which may damage your cells. And your body has countermeasures against those, so endogenous antioxidants, but you need to keep them at balance. And if you're working very, very much, then you might also want to pump up your levels of antioxidants. And then you might want to have a look for vitamin C, vitamin E. We might also talk about the omega-3 fatty acids. They can be used as precursors for anti-inflammatory substances in your body. And then, to keep the balance you want a certain amount of damage, but not too much.
And you've got to walk that line, that event horizon. You kind of want to stay on that because then you know you're breaking new ground with your body. I absolutely love that. I'm thinking for the man on the street, generally we run to de-stress. And there must be something in that. In fact, it's almost meditative for me, but something must be happening physically. If we are stressed out, if our body undergoes prolonged stress, what does that do to our ability to be able to absorb nutrients, to be able to take vitamins in? Because I feel like my immune system is compromised if I've been stressed for a long period of time. But what is that in reality?
So stress has a major effect on the body. First of all, it will suppress your enzyme secretion, so it will mean that you absorb less and you digest less. It can also cause a leaky gut, which means you can develop food intolerances, which again will affect digestion and absorption. Then when you are stressed, you need more nutrients, but now the nutrients are not well absorbed. But then also at the same time, there's less blood flow to the stomach and more to the brain. Again, so less blood flow, less digestion, less absorption. And then often people will change their diets because they're so stressed and angst. They will eat
the
fast
emotional
food
quotient kicks in,
with very low nutrients. So that change in habit also has a major effect on the nutrients available to the body. So how can you combat this? Well, first of all, exercise.
Yeah.
But then meditation is crucial. You know, meditate at least once a day or twice a day, preferably twice a day for 20 minutes, heart-brain coherence. And if there's time at the end, maybe I can just explain a little bit more about heart-brain coherence. We can do a little exercise here. And of course, we have to put all these things together to have a holistic approach to stress management. It doesn't help just to take tranquilizers, whether it's homeopathic or allopathic, rather to
when the
manage
line's
this.
waiting outside the door to come back
Yes.
inside completely. And I love the fact that it takes a step to start that process. If you're wondering how to start a meditation, just even for yourself now, take 10 minutes and list things that you're grateful for. Just do that within your head. You'd be amazed at how easy it is to create that moment of stillness. It is quite daunting for most of us that aren't professional athletes or haven't done a deep dive. Once we do get to that counter, that intimidating counter, we know that, yes, they're the heavy hitters that we all need, but some of us have different needs, different body shapes, different stages of that athletic journey. How do we know what to do for ourselves? Where do we start that kind of journey?
In terms of supplementation,
For supplementation in particular,
what was said earlier, to take a good multivit, an A to
Definitely.
Z type supplement, because we are lacking stuff in our diet. But don't overcomplicate things.
I like that.
I've been in pharmacy for 40 years, and people will buy dozens of products, over-the-counter vitamins, minerals, and they're putting all these combinations together. One needs to be more specific and try and figure out what it is that you need. And their professional advice is crucial. Very often blood tests may be required. You may be short of iron. And there are numerous reasons to be short of iron. B12, folic acid, vitamin C, iron.
But if you don't know, you don't know. So
All
get
work
the
together,
test.
and if you're short of one, it's not going to work. And of course, for the endurance athlete, or every person, your oxygen carrying capacity on your blood is crucial. And that's your red blood cells, your hemoglobin component. And all those things I mentioned are important there. There are things that can block that. For instance, too much zinc can block copper. Copper is a minute micronutrient that's needed for iron and the others to form the red blood cells.
Wow.
But zinc can block copper. Now, we were all taking zinc during COVID, or most of us were.
Yeah.
And a lot of people overdid that, and now the iron levels are affected.
I said, wow.
Oxygen carrying capacity is low. So always seek professional help once you've gone beyond your multivitamin A to Z type product. And the added things where you know you need extra magnesium, that because you're sweating a lot, training a lot in the heat and so on.
What I love about this is so many areas of our life feel like they're out of control. Just go for the test. Speak to a nutritionist. Speak to a doctor that you have a trusting relationship with. Just get that information about yourself. Maybe, doctor, one last piece of advice for someone who could be hitting the open road, pushing their body to the limit, whether they're looking for that elite performance or just looking to get across the line in maybe the cycle tour this weekend. What advice do you have for them?
Well, if you are cycling, obviously you must take a supplement that you can have on the road, you know, so preferably a liquid form or granules. I mean, to cycle then to pop pills and stuff is not going to work, you know. And then I love coconut water. It is absolutely natural. It contains all the electrolytes that you need whilst you're cycling. There's no preservative, there's no colorants, and the taste is absolutely divine.
Yeah.
So coconut water is a very good supplement whilst you're cycling on the road.
I love that, man. I love the fact that you have called us out, yes, on so many of the areas that we make mistakes, but it is so simple to take control, whether you are an elite athlete or just going out there to live your life with as much energy as you can. Thank you so much for doing what you do every day. I would imagine you have a lot of those that you have helped taking part in events for the first few months of this year. So I'm going to also say well done to you guys at home, whether you're a weekend warrior like us or a professional athlete. Smart supplementation can be a game changer in your health journey, and good luck.